Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is J3MW2P3, your mathematics teacher. You are welcome to the last period of mathematics for this week. And remember, the topic under consideration is simultaneous equation. In the previous period we had this week, we looked at substitution method of solving simultaneous equation and elimination method of solving simultaneous equation. Today, we want to look at word problems leading to simultaneous equations. Word problems leading to simultaneous equations. In this kind of topic, the questions will be given to you in form of sentences. It is now left to you to convert the sentences into mathematical equations and solve the two equations simultaneously to get the unknowns. You are going to have a clear understanding of this by the time we are going to look at the following examples. Let us start by consider the first example. Example 1. The sum of the ages of a son and his father is 50. In 5 years' time, the father will be 3 times as old as his son. Find their present ages. The question again. The sum of the ages of a son and his father is 50. In 5 years' time, the father will be 3 times as old as his son. Find their present ages. Solution. The first step in solving this question is to convert what they are saying in the question into mathematical equation. Let's look at the first sentence. The sum of the ages of a son and his father is 50. So what do we do about this sentence? We are going to pick a letter to represent the age of the son. And we pick another letter to represent the age of the father. And in this example, the son's age is represented with letter X. And the father's age is represented with letter Y. Then the first sentence will be written down mathematically as X plus Y is equal to 50. That is the sum of the age of the son and the age of the father equals 50. Let's move to sentence 2. In 5 years' time. What will happen in 5 years' time? We were told that the father's age will be 3 times the son's age. So if presently the son is of X age, in 5 years' time, the son's age is going to be X plus 5. And the father's age, which is presently Y, in 5 years' time is going to be Y plus 5. Therefore, in 5 years' time, the father's age, which is Y plus 5, is going to be 3 times the son's age, which is X plus 5. And that gives us the second mathematical expression. So Y plus 5 is equal to 3 into bracket X plus 5. Solving this equation, we are going to have Y plus 5 is equal to 3x plus 15 when the bracket is opened. Then, working on this, collecting like terms, this will give us equation 2, which is going to be 3x minus y is equal to minus 10, equation 2. Now, I have the two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. Let me bring the two together. That is what I have now. X plus y is equal to 50, equation 1. 3x minus y is equal to minus 10, equation 2. Then the next step now is to solve these two equations simultaneously. And if you look at the two equations very well, the coefficients of y are equal and they are of opposite signs. In equation 1, the coefficient of y is plus 1, while in equation 2, the coefficient of y is minus 1. So therefore, elimination method is better in solving these two equations. So using elimination method, I'm going to add because they have opposite signs. So adding the two equations, I'm going to have 4x is equal to 40. Solving this gives me x is equal to 10. And remember, we represented son's age with x. And the fact that x is equal to 10 is telling me that the son's age is 10 years. Now, let's get the value of y. So, since we know the value of x to be 10, we now substitute this value into either of the two equations. And remember, the rule is to always go for the simpler equation. And out of the two equations I have, equation 1 looks simpler than equation 2. Therefore, I'm going to substitute the value of x in equation 1. And this is my equation 1. X plus y is equal to 50. Substituting for x in equation 1, that gives me 10 plus y is equal to 50. Subtracting 10 from both sides, I'm going to have y is equal to 50 minus 10, which gives 40. And remember, the father's age is represented by y, so meaning that the father's age is 40. Therefore, their present ages are the son is equal to 10 years and the father is equal to 40 years. To be sure we are correct, in 5 years' time, the sons will be 15 years and the father will be 45 years. And you can see that 45 is 3 times 15. So meaning that in 5 years' time, the father will be 3 times as old as the son. So automatically our answers are correct. The son is 10 years and the father is 40 years. Let's move to another example. Example 2. The question says, the cost of 2 pens and 1 book is 110 naira. While the cost of 3 pens and 2 books is 190 naira. What is the cost of a pen and a book? Before you do anything, understand what the question is saying. Let's go through the question again. The cost of buying 2 pens and 1 book is 110 naira. While the cost of buying 3 pens and 2 books is 190 naira. What is the cost of a pen and a book? To tackle this question, you need to pick a letter to represent the cost of a pen and pick another letter to represent the cost of a book. Any letter of the alphabet. So in this question, the cost of a pen is represented with letter X and the cost of a book is represented with letter Y. So if 2 pens and 1 book cost 110 naira, that gives us our equation 1. 2x plus y is equal to 110. And in the second sentence, we have that the cost of 3 pens and 2 books is equal to 190 naira. That gives us our equation 2. 3x plus 2y is equal to 190. Now that we have our two equations, the next step is to solve these two equations simultaneously. And if you look at the two equations we have here, there is no term that have the same, there are no two terms that have the same coefficient. If you look at equation 1, the coefficient of x in equation 1 is 2 and in equation 2 is 3. For y, the coefficient of y in equation 1 is 1 and in equation 2 is 2. So let us tackle this by using the substitution method. To use the substitution method, I will make either x or y the subject of the formula in equation 1, because equation 1 looks simpler than equation 2. So in equation 1, it is better we make y the subject of the formula. So making y the subject of the formula, I'm going to have y equals 110 minus 2x. Then I will now go to equation 2 and substitute this new value of y for y in equation 2. That is, in equation 2, anywhere I see y, the new expression for y will be written in place of y. So let's go to our equation 2 and see how this will be done. My equation 2 is 3x plus 2y is equal to 190. Substituting for y, I have 3x plus 2 into bracket 110 minus 2x is equal to 190. The expression in the bracket replaces y. Solving this, 3x plus 220 minus 4x is equal to 190. Collecting like terms and solve for x. That gives me x is equal to 30. Remember, the cost of a pen has been represented with letter x, and the fact that my x is now 30 means that the cost of a pen is 30 naira. Let's go and get the value of y, which represents the cost of a book. I will now pick any of the two equations and substitute the value of x. And equation 1 is what I'm going to pick because it looks simpler than equation 2. So substitute for x in equation 1. I have 2x plus y is equal to 110. Wherever I see x now, this 30 will replace it. So 2 into bracket 30 plus y is equal to 110. Opening the bracket and solve, I have y is equal to 50. Therefore, a pen costs 30 naira and a book costs 50 naira. To be sure whether we are correct about this, you can substitute the value of x and y in your equation and see whether you will get the answer. Remember, equation 1 says that 2x plus y is equal to 110, meaning that if you buy 2 pens at a cost of 30 naira per pen, it means that 2 pens will cost 60 naira and a book will cost 50 naira. 60 plus 50 will give us 110. So that shows that our answers are correct. A pen costs 30 naira and a book costs 50 naira. This is where we are going to end our mathematics class for this week. Inshallah, bi kudratillah, when next week we meet, we shall start with another topic. Questions on this topic will be uploaded on the school portal. Please go to the school portal, Look at the questions and answer them correctly, and post the answer before or on the stipulated deadline. You have to do it on or before the stipulated deadline. Any question submitted after the deadline will not be marked. Once again, I thank you for your attention and time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.